Okie dokie. Okie dokie, okie dokie. So, it's been a while. Been doing a few skirmishes, and this last weekend it was pretty good. So I had two back to back. I was at three, but I think they changed one of the dates. Friday, and the um, first one was at just some random spot, and then the second one, not a random spot, it was at Front Path, which is a good spot. And there's pretty good people there. And then the second one, that's the one where Sam was gonna be at, and we were sitting there. Let me change. So, I wanted to share a little bit real quick about what I wanted to do, or what I was doing with this deck. So, in my last one, um, no, I should say not my last one, my first. My first one, I decided to run Sam's deck. I just made a couple different changes. I had taken two of the Brynhears out for Falling Stars, or well, one of the challenges. And then I think I was running like two repulls for two unyielding spirits. But I was pretty much playing his deck to a T. And, online, I really liked it. But at the tournament, I was doing really well. But I felt like, for me, at least in my play style, that there was just some things that I was really missing that were really important to me. And I would have really, I really wish I had them. But what I got to say is, like, these battlefields are probably perfect. These are probably the absolute perfect ideal battlefields for this legend. Even when running my build, I felt like, one of the issues with this one, I pretty much won all my games except for a LeBlanc that was my loss. And then I lost to, I got into top 4, and then on top 4, I played the LeBlanc too, and I just couldn't get over the LeBlanc. And this is kind of a little bit strange for me because I'm used to completely dominating a LeBlanc. And there was a lot of things that I liked, but I didn't feel like it really helped me a whole lot. Eventually the deck kind of runs out of steam and does not tempo uh with so I look, the deck's great, really good. And if you're kind of like the red deck wins type, or if you just want to go pure aggro, or like Warlock Zoo style, then it's kind of it's great. It's great. But then I decided to kind of go back to my deck. Now, switch. So I decided to go back into my deck, and this was the deck I was using for the tournament. And this is pretty much the deck that we've been kind of ironing out. And in this one, the biggest risk I took is I took out the Kai'Sas. And the problem is that it's constantly competing with Jin. So Jin is kind of the top player. And at this one, the players were really good. And they ended up it was like at one of them at yesterday was like a bunch of Irelias and LeBlancs, and then in this one it was like all Diana. It was like Diana, Ezreal, who's the one? There was yeah, pretty much I fought blue and purple the entire time except for one match, which versus Set. And that matchup is definitely very, very hard because those units don't die. They're just constantly coming back over and over and over. Now, I think that with this one, I definitely felt a lot more comfortable and I felt a lot better about running it, because typically I think what a lot of people kind of see this. I think what a lot of people think is that this card, Kaisa. So I don't have the Kaisas in here, right? What I ended up doing, because they compete with Jin, and I want to keep Jin more because Jin helps with the runes and the tempo and everything. And I feel like that's just more important to me. He's got deflecting, he's got ganking, and he's just really strong. And up from, I went up to 3 from the last list because this card is just extremely strong. You know, it's you could turn it into like a Void Seeker essentially to nuke a battlefield if they have 4 might there. You know, it just you can hide it. It just got a ton of utility. But this is really my star player in this deck. Like, I'm always looking for this card. And you know, the sooner you get him out, the more he does for you. And I notice a lot of people, you know, well, maybe I should say this first. So I switched it out for the Kinku Initiate. Now, the issue is with this, now this is my spice. This is going to be some spice that not a lot of people are going to be able to eat. Is that this card is like extremely strong, right? It's a 4. You can play it for 4. You can accelerate it for 5. It slices, it dices, it, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But to get that card draw, you have to draw 1. And what I noticed in my games is that this Kinku Initiate was really pulling in an extraordinary amount of weight, especially with Thrill of the Hunt, and especially with Jin. So when you have just Jin on the battlefield and you play the Kinku Initiate, you know, Jin is a 4 for 4. He's got the power cost, which is, you know, terrible, but he's essentially a I heard someone called it a treasure hunter on crack, and I would agree with that. So, but the important part about this is he got 4 might. So if you play Kinku Initiate, you trigger the Rengar Legend, and you give him +5. Now he's got 5 might. So most of these things have like 5, you know, Nidalee, everything. But because Jin is like so imperative to the deck, and he sticks around really well, and he is a little bit slower, you can really trigger this ability pretty often. And it's I found it very easy to do this. I did not have any problems really pulling this one off, especially because by the time you want to utilize this, you don't really need to play anything. This is it just a good way to get tempo. But I've had it to where people would be in a battlefield. So Emperor's Dice. First of all, these are our star players right here. So when you play this, you can give him +1, and he's just really good. Now I've had it to where I've been defending a battlefield, and let's say it's like, this, you know, I'm defending a battlefield, and then I'll play Thrill the Hunt, and I'll come over here, and then I'll trigger a card draw. Boom, just like that. And score a point, you know, and it's like, all right, and then I'll score a point for that too. And they're like, all right, well, you know, there you go. And then even if these guys are gonna die, you can just quickly get out, and then you know, and then cycle through your deck, you know, and you have let's say you have this going on. Come in here, Emperor's Dice, take it back in the hand, make your Sand Soldier, play it again, draw a card. it like that, you know, and then give him +2. This has happened. 6. They have like 8. They have like 9 might. It's like a Fiora, a buff Fiora, and like another unit that's like 3 might. You know, first mate or something like that. And you know, and then I'll draw, and I'll come in, you know, generate 1 and 1, and then I'll punch first for just for 0 mana, for just one power. And it was I think there was one where there was like a set and something, but and I just need to get over 10 might, and he was tapped out, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just come in with Jin for 11, and then you know, it's just extremely strong. And honestly, the weakest contender here is probably first mate. That's the one that was like de facto instant add in. I didn't play 3, I was playing 2, but I decided to just go with the Kinku. Didn't feel like the first mate was really pulling a lot of weight. I feel like there's just more of a calculated setup. I don't need to like move around and dance a lot in this one. I instead want to just kind of you know, I'd rather get the card draw. Oh, another synergy too is we have this guy here, and they come in and they want to take this battlefield, right? And then you can drop this guy, bring him up. All right, you got that battlefield. Next turn, play the Kinku Initiate, draw. You know, so this deck, this card is just honestly done so much more for the deck than I ever thought possible with it. It's just extremely good. And you know, anything that's a 4 might, I even with this deck I started, that's not Sam's deck, even though it says Sam in it. It's just a different, just what I have it saved as to show the deck. And then I'm pretty sure this is pretty much my final build, right? It's the 3 Pit Rookies, the 3 Infernos, and the 3 Irresistible Faithful. I like these 3. When you're going turn 2, you can remove one of these. No, the 3 Apothecaries, the 3 Pikes, the 3 Nidalees, and the 3 Jins, and then the 3 Kinku Initiates, right? For the 3 costs: Grim, Kinku, Nidalee, Pike, and then for the 4 costs you got Jin, and I would say even Kaisa right here. So you have a 2 of Kaisa. So you're still not super throttled in that. One of the things that I actually am excited about when running this version is that if you're fighting somebody who's very skilled, then they're going to see Jin and they go, at first people go, oh, they're like, well, that's weird, Jin. And then they watch him do something one time and they go, all right, I'm just going to permanently nuke him. Anytime he drops down, they're like, I need to destroy him as fast as possible, because his value, just everything about it, the ganking, the deflect, the everything, they just are like, I just don't want to deal with this. They just, you know, and it's kind of the same thing with Kaisa. People see Kaisa and whatnot. But if you can prevent Kaisa from conquering, then you're usually fine. I feel like Kaisa is such a good card. This is one of the issues with Kaisa. It's that she's such a good card and such a popular card and such like a staple card, especially for red, that people they just play around it. They just kind of there'd just be this problem with fighting games, right? That if you picked a top tier, that people would fight against it so much. They were like, Speckless, thank you. Thank you for the follow. That's you're a superstar, dude. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I think it made a big old bleep. It made a big old bleep too. I don't know. I guess did you subscribe too? Either way, you're amazing. Anyway, the issue with Kaise here is that it's the same thing with the top tier in a fighting game. It's like if you're like, oh well, I'll just play, Ram, or it's like picking up Ram now. It's like, well, everyone's already fought Ram. So, but if you pick up Gold Lewis, even though, you pick up a character that's like lower, that you don't see very often, people are not going to know all the lines that you can do with that character. I've had it to where people will be like, all right, well, I need to get rid of this guy, so I'll Moonfall. So many times. So many times. People will, I'll be on Star Spring, right? The search. There have been so many times where I've been on Star screens. Usually I'll use the power. If I go in with Jin, I'll use the power to so many times I'll use the power with Jin to hide this card, and it's such a good combo. And they'll sit there and they'll be like, all right, I'll Moonfall, right? And I'll sit there and I'll be like, all right, well, I'll flip. I'll give him +1. I'll move. I'll generate 1 and 1. And then Moonfall will come in. I'll generate 1 and 1, right? And then I'll sit there and I'll be like, well, I'll just use that energy to punch first. Because even though he gets -2, right? So now he's a 3. And now he'll be an 8. And it's like, well, and they've already paid the deflect costs and everything. I've had people pay deflect cost on a what's it called? On a Stupefy just to win the trade. And then I'll play, it's crazy, dude. I'll play, be like, all right, well, I'll Stupefy it and say, all right, well, I'll play Inferno in my other battlefield. The Stupefy goes out, I'll bring them back up to 1. Like that. So, it just really pulls a ton of weight, this card. And then let's say he does survive. Let's say he does stick. Like, all right, well, I'll just come over here with ganking because he has ganking. And then he generates 1 and 1. And then it's like, all right, with that power, I'll hide a card again. I mean, if there was a card that hid in red or orange that drew cards, I would totally do it. Hey, Ratchet. Hey, he's back. What's up, buddy? So, yeah, Speckless, you see that? Yeah, so that's I've done that not once, but a few times actually. People, especially because Diana is so popular, I can really just this deck eats Diana. Easy. This deck is just totally super duper eats Diana. And the only thing I would probably do is the only thing I can think of trimming is the Kaises. 2 Kaises for 2 sabotages in the main. But, I just freeball it. I just freeball it straight up in the main. I just go, all right, whatever. And I keep them here because the deck's already so power hungry. So it's like, all right, well, I'll just try to guess what they're doing. I'll just try to guess what they're doing. Because I know it seems really it's dangerous. You know, it's so nice to be able to see what they have in their hand. But I honestly, you know, even when I do know, sometimes it's like there's only so much you can do. I shouldn't say that. Being able to see their hand is just extraordinary. But it is what it is. You know, this is how I'd rather just have all this card draw, because this is where it's weakest. Is you need the falling stars. You need the falling stars, and the reason this deck eats up blue purple is for, what's that guy? Way? This guy. You know? When I was talking to Sam, he was like, "Nah, I really, it's like there's already so much, like trying to do red, double red, and double orange is extremely challenging." He's like, "So I just went with orange." And I think that's fair. That's a great argument. He's just got 3 challenges in his main board. But the thing is with the 2 falling stars, Delve Hui, turn 2, going second, and then you whop them with the falling star, right? So turn 2, Jin, and they'll turn 2, Hui, and then you move Jin in, and then you falling star for 1 red mana and completely blow them out. And then you pretty much win anytime, because, you know, it could be in their base, right? Falling Star just destroys anybody from anywhere. It destroys Stellacorn. It destroys Way. It destroys an Irelia when you really need to destroy an Irelia, even though the deflect makes it really taxing. But I've had it win a game before. And then did I win the tournament? Well, we just ID'd, but I did get the card. So that I was like, if I get the card, I don't care what happens. And one guy was like, well, I want the buy. And the other guy's like, I want the play man. And I was like, I just want the card. And they're like, all right, whatever. You're talking about the one where Sam was at? And then the pike really pulls a lot of weight. Then Italy won me a game, to be quite honest, because I drew from the combat into Grim Apothecary. I think he wanted, because he wanted to kill the Jin. You know what's crazy too? When they see how dangerous Jin is, right? And you get put in a situation, I absolutely love doing this. They're sitting there and they're like, let's say you're just at a battlefield and they're like, all right, I'm going to come in and I need to kill this guy. And there's no way you can get out now. And it's like, all right, well, I'll play Nidalee. And then they're all like, you know, or you'll come in with Jin, right? Let's say you need to take this battlefield and all you really have is Jin, right? You have like a pike here. Pike's not really going to do too much. All you really have is Jin. And then you're sitting there like, all right, well, I'll play Nidalee. I need to say that I'm the mastermind. Yeah, because you came up with this idea. That's the crazy part. You came up with the idea. It's so wild. And I tell people about it and they're just like, I just don't see it. I think it's like, people are like, yeah, that card's crazy. But when I was talking to Sam, he was like, I think it's just too slow. And it costs power and sets you back and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, the thing it's got going for him is to deflect. You know, I want them to, if they do anything about it, then we're even. New video coming soon with proper editing, has the new list as well. Yes, so Ratchet's got a new YouTube channel. W to the wife for suggesting it. Big dubs to the wife for being supportive and telling him that he really should do it. I think so too. I was surprised you didn't. And do you think Jin would be good in a Lucian deck? Yeah, it kind of depends. So it just depends. Are you power hungry in the Lucian deck? I haven't really played Lucian. I kind of know how he plays. You can move him with the signature spell. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Lucian. Where is that? Where's Relentless? Move up friendly and oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you may attach an equipment with the same controller to it. This turn, that unit has when I conquer, you may move me to my base. So you can move him twice. You can move him twice, dude. You can move him twice. That'd be great. That's crazy. That's crazy. Lucian, you know, and he's got deflect and everything like that. Kind of just depends how you play. I actually want to make a deck that's like Pike. It's completely centered around Jin and moving him around. But this one is good. So and you know, that's one of the things that I love Thrill of the Hunt, and it's so great. But the fact that you can't it's not a move hurts that. That's like the only disconnect. Like if this said like you can move or banish, I guess it doesn't really matter. The whole idea is that you banish it and then you replay it. But with Relentless Pursuit, yeah. And it's an action. So it's Ride to Win, pretty much. It's pretty much kind of it's like Ride to Win-ish, sort of. It's same power as what's it called? World of the Hunt. Where is the builder? Let's go. I really like Lucian too, but just never. There we go. And of course you need this guy. And then what do you need? What does Lucian usually run? Trinity. See, there's where you're gonna have problems because it's 4. What's the one? Skyfall. You need 3 and 3? Yeah, you do need 3 and yeah. This one I don't think you can run Kaisa. You could this one you probably would need some first mate. Go Bunking 9. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a superstar. You're a superstar, and thanks for coming in with us. Do you think Kayana is a worthy replacement for Kaisa in the Rengar deck if I don't have any Kaisas? No. If you're talking about my deck specifically, I would not run that. I would actually just free up that space because the problem is that everything here that costs power is the most I'll commit for it. So you have 2 Rengars. You have 1 and 1. You have the 2 Dariuses, which are pretty easy to get, the Nidalees, and then the 3 Jins. And then that's like it. If you add any more power, you're gonna just have problems. Because the thing is with Jin, you can't always rely on it. There's gonna be days where you're not gonna draw him, or where you're just going to have to be very, very careful with your rune count and everything like that. Because I've had it to where I've just dropped a tremendous amount of runes because I was trying to save things. You know, in this deck, you're using a lot of in this deck you're using a lot of you're choosing whether you want to or whether you need to commit to a specific type of play, you know. I'm looking at this right now. Yeah, it's pretty much runs pretty similarly. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-drops. Yeah, so you pretty much would run either the Kaisas or maybe the hopefuls. This deck's very rushy. I've heard Jin with Blighted Battle Axe is absolutely gross. Like Jin, especially because he has ganking. Jin with Blighted Battle Axe is this is what I do. I'd take this deck and I would just run with Jin. Really, that's how I'd run it. Export. Yeah, yeah, it is gross. It's really, really gross. Because you're going later and you with the Jin. Let's see. That's how I'd run it. And then you probably get another Skyfall in there. But the Kinkus, see, if I was building it, I'm a little bit more conservative and I'll take my time. Hey man, what were your worst matchups for the skirmish run? So when I was on the first day, on day one, when I was running Sam's deck, my worst matchup was the Blanc. And I just could not figure out how to make it work for me. And with my deck, with this one right here, I have no problems with LeBlanc. I usually do very, very, very well. Scratches back, thank you. And I would say, sorry, extra saucy. I ran on a tangent, but if you're gonna not run Kaisas, let me answer your question first because I'm a little scatterbrained right now. I'm like super excited talking about everything. I would probably run either Rek'Sai's okay alternative. Actually, I would just put like 2 sabotages in. If you were going to copy this deck and you didn't have any Kaisas, I would just put 2 sabotages in. And I know I said that cost power, but I would just starting loading cards from the main board that are really valuable, or from the sideboard that are really valuable. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you feel like you can just if you just free it, because you know, with Kaisa, you're going for the card draw. That's what I'm going for. I want more cards. Now with Sabotage, you're removing their cards. The seals, no, because you have Jin. If you're running this deck, that's why. Because Jin is like a walking seal. Is pretty much. That's how I think about it. He's like a living, breathing, walking seal with ganking and deflect. And he's just so good. I mean, honestly, once people figure it out, anybody who's like really, really skilled, as soon as they see the Jin, as soon as they understand it, they just drop a dump. Did you see my video against Lilia? No, but I will. I watched a little bit of it. But maybe I'll watch it right now while I have you here. In just a moment. As soon as I finished, I'll wrap up my chitter chatter in just a minute, and then because I have problems with Lilia pretty bad, and which is a pretty bad matchup. Extra saucy. Yeah, I just saw Kayana with a similar effect to Kaisa, so I was wondering. Yeah, so it's the it. I like Kiana, whatever her name is. I like her a lot. I I'd date her if I could, you know? And I love the deflect. I love the 444. And when I conquer draw one, or when I channel one rune, or channel one rune exhausted. Yes, that's like that one. But I think as her package is just not as good as Jin. But yeah, you can channel, but you have to conquer for it too. Where Jin, you just have to move, and you have all that extra. Hayana and Lucian is a lot better. I think so. You just got to be wary of how much power you're using, especially with a deck like this. It's like that costs power to equip. That costs power to equip because of what the signature spell does. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So, and I think not going all in on the Skyfall Trinity Force is like a really smart move. And the thing is, like when you stick the thing, Kaisa's really good assault unit, like a conquering unit, but he just gets blown up. She's got the magic number 4. Lucian Signature Spell and Jin. Yeah, I actually really want to try it. That sounds really, really good. And then to answer your video, or to answer your question, what were your worst matchups? What were your worst matchups with the Skirmish run? For Munging. So yeah, the first one, it was pretty basic. It was the first guy was a new player, and he was running LeBlanc, so I took him out. Or that was the second player. The first player was LeBlanc that knew what he was doing, and that one was hard, and I couldn't figure out how to get around it. But this deck, like I was telling you, I can't. Now, when I play mine was 0 little piece of, yeah, little piece of stars is what I'm looking at. the next player, aside from that, it was just a Irelia. And honestly, Irelia, really strong character, but has the problem of just being too well known. It's like I already know every single card that's in an Irelia deck and how to work around it. So you have the advantage when you're running a deck like this because people don't know what it is you're going to do, especially if it can get really complicated and tricky. Now, on the second game, I lost. It was Ezreal, which I lost. I don't know why I lost, but I falling starred when I was going to win. First hand I just break. When I was going to win on game 3, I falling started his way. I did exactly what I told you guys I did. I turn 1 Faithful, turn 1 like 2-drop, turn 2 Jin, turn 3 Falling Star. And then he played away, and then I falling started, and then he played another way. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do now. And then it just turned out that he took the victory. Like I couldn't handle it from there. I started running out of cards. And then, but that's okay because I still got in the top 4 with my score. But the worst matchup that I fought, because it was Diana, and then it was Diana, and I don't know what it is about Diana's, but they're all like, cool, I got my Vex. Wei is worse than Diana. Wei is way worse than Vex. Wei is way worse to deal with than Vex. Vex is a pain, but Wei is a nightmare because Hui starts cycling through the deck over and over and over. And when I'm running, yeah, I agree. Hui is the problem. Yeah, Hui is the problem. Vex is not a problem. Everyone's like, I got the Vex out. There are so many people who are like, well, I got the Vex out. I was like, Vex is nothing. Most of my stuff is like, all I need to do is kill the Vex. And I can do it any which way. I can just drop 2 units. I've had them come in with Vex, and I'm like, all right, I'll play this, this, and this. And they're like, well, they're stunned. It's like, yeah, but you can't conquer. And they're like, all right, well, I guess I'm coming back. And I blew all those resources for nothing. And then, but out in that tournament, the one that I was scared of that I thought was a set. And honestly, I truly thought I was going to lose. But what ended up happening is that he had, I had my Rengar here. And he had that. And he had a first mate. And he had a Fiora. And we had a situation like this, right? First thing he did was he conquered this battlefield with set, and it was Starspring, right? And he played first mate, brought the set back, and then he charged in with his Fiora and set, and they're both buffed, right? And both got buffs on. Set's really good. I played like a punch first, and I think it ended up being a trade, but I still had right. I was like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After spending all my runes, I was like this. So I was like, while this combat's going down, I'm gonna do this. And I also had a Fae Folk in my base. That's the Fae Folk in my base. So I won this combat. These guys died. This guy dies. Set's alive in the base. And then this guy dies. And then that was the turning point. Because I conquered, I hold the 6. I pull the Fae Folk in, killed the set, and then I forgot what happened after that. I think I tried going over here and he hidden bladed it or something like that. And then I just had a unit here. I played in Italy. Imagine that's in Italy, right? Comes in with Lucian. I play in Italy, kills the other guy. I draw a card. I only have 1 card in my hand, right? And then I draw an Apothecary. And then in the next turn, you know, I have a Pit Rookie here. I come in here. He's like, all right, well, I'll do this. And then I just play an Apothecary. And then I win. Pretty much. That's how it worked. And then, or no, he took these 2 guys off the battlefield. And I had a Pit Rookie and a Darius. And I played the Pit Rookie and I played the Darius. And then I had a unit in here already and I just came for the victory. So that's kind of how it worked. And honestly, so much investment. Yeah, so usually that's what I tried to do. I tried to tank him. Oh, and you know what else? What was significant about that is, so the first game, we're playing, right? And I'm running Starspring. I already used up my Arena's Greatest to get that victory. The first game, my hand looks like this, right? So I'm sitting here like, well, maybe I'll just do, you know, I'll keep that. Because in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, I'll go Inferno, right? And then turn 2 happens. And he plays like a Pit Rookie. because that card's really good in that deck. And I'm like, I'll do Pit Rookie, buff this guy, and then I'll pass. And then he played Unison Space and he passed. And then I was like, I'll play Kinku and draw, and then I'll pass. You know, or I'll play Jin, right? I think I played Jin last turn. And then I passed. So, and then I did it again. I literally was just waiting him out. I just kept building and building and building and building. You know, I was like Kinku, right? And then until he moved first, because it seems like with Set, the person to move into the battlefield first is the person who's going to lose. Because when I started moving, his units are so strong that rolls over mine, but mine are so strong that they can roll over his. It just depends on if I have the runes up that I can do that. So that's how I beat the Set. And I honestly didn't think I was going to win. I squeezed it out. If not for a top deck Darius, that just wouldn't have been, that was just it. That was just the end of the game. So, and you know, it's so hard to beat those units. But I did playing slower, waiting, you know, because if you're trading, the thing is that I saw, you know, his legend ability is really, really good. So I was like, well, if I just keep passing his turns, he's losing out on his legend ability. Because yeah, if you save a gigantic buffed unit, then you know that one power cost is nothing. But if you're, you know, I would just pass. I was essentially seeing if I saw his legend ability up, I would just not even engage. I jungled around him, essentially. I would sit there and I would just play around him. I got Pike to gank a couple times. I got Jin to gank a couple times. Because, you know, if you can get them on the field and let them gank, if they stick and you gank, then it's great. So, yeah, that's essentially how I ran it. So, and then I got top 4, and then we all kind of just ID'd because no one wanted to play, and I was like, I really don't care as long as I get the card. And but I was pretty confident because I saw everyone who was there, and everyone was blue purple. In this deck, I swear to you, this deck eats blue and purple. It eats blue and purple easy. I'm absolutely convinced that this deck that's really good against blue and purple. Wait a minute. Let me take a.
Hey guys, here.
Let me pee real quick, and then we're gonna kind of watch this. It's 11 minutes. So this is Ratchet. So this is the guy who pretty much taught me how to play this deck, and he's in the chat right now, I think. And we're gonna kind of go through it, and we're gonna do a little VOD review on it, if that's cool. And we'll see the Maestro at work. We'll watch the Maestro at work because, especially against Lilia, this is a really bad matchup for me. Oh, interesting lines, bro. Great insight. It's, you know, I think one of the best things that helped me learn about that and with this deck is the sheer time invested that I played it. Because I mean, I gotta have played at least 100 games with the deck online, just perfecting it, tweaking it, all that kind of stuff. When I play card games before, Ratchet says I'm the best. You are the best. You are absolutely the best. When I play card games before, I just play them at the locals. And I accidentally subscribed to you on the wrong channel. Well, I think that's the right channel. Now you have two more subscribers. And I didn't play that much. I just played when I played people, but now I have access to online. I just grind it. Boom, 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 boom. And I was so familiar with all the different lines that I could do that I didn't even have to think about it very much. And I could be like, all right, well, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. and I was familiar with other decks because everyone wants to run E, everyone wants to run Irelia, everyone wants to run Diana, everyone wants to run Ezreal, and and with Rengar, people are like, I'm always like the only Rengar player. The only time there was another Rengar player was that tournament where Sam was at. So I was like, all right, well, and so you have that advantage of just being confusing. And this deck is good. Deck is really good. Red is not. Everyone's like, oh, red's dead. I think when I was talking to Sam, we were talking about it, and I was before we did the video and stuff like that. I was like, why'd you pick Rengar and stuff like that? And he's like, well, I just thought, I saw these really cool things that it can do, and I just decided to go with it, and I was playing with it, and I liked it, and I decided to take it to the tournament, and that's kind of what happened. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I was like, yeah, I think the problem with card gamers, not the problem, but the thing with card gamers is that it's like you get these people, you get like these brainy nerds, you get like and they're just naturally attracted. Even myself, I could say, they see blue purple and they're like, ooh, it draws a lot of cards, got a lot of manipulation, got a lot of combat tricks. And they just kind of look at red and orange and they're all like, it's just Unga Bunga, which is not. It's a very complicated deck. It's not as complicated as Ezreal, but it's tricky. I shouldn't say complicated, it's tricky. Tricky, and it can do things, and so most of the players are going to play blue and purple. And not everyone is going to see red orange. Even in the previous sets, people saw red orange and they're like, whatever. So you get it can be pretty unexplored, It's like people are like, oh, Volibear's not really that good. But then you fight a Volibear and you're like, I'm having the worst time. Like, who says this deck is bad? Like, who says this deck is bad? I mean, sure. If you were if you were a supercomputer versus a supercomputer of equal intelligence and you went head to head and you knew everything and knew all the answers, then sure, you can, it's like chess, but, you do this, do this, do this, and this, but it's not, and most people who go to the tournaments, they only play on the weekend. And if you can grind, in any discipline I've ever seen, whether, when I was becoming an artist, when I was becoming a tattooer, when I was learning to train, when I was doing jujitsu, when I was studying other martial arts, the one thing in all the disciplines that made a difference, and when I was doing competitive gaming, when I was doing fighting games, the thing that made the difference was time invested. The person who just spent the most time doing it would just, you just knew more. You just were there more. You just showed up more, and you just had more knowledge about everything that happened. You were more comfortable than the other people. Like when I fight a Diana, I'm like extremely comfortable. Yeah, the grind set. Yeah. And don't burn yourself out. Like what I haven't been on here for a few days because I knew that if I needed the downtime, the tournaments for me are really high stress. I'm always like, I gotta win, and then there's all the traveling, getting there and feeding yourself and spending the money and all that kind of stuff. And, grind for a few hours. If you're starting to feel a little burnout, give yourself a little break and then come back. But, just do it enough to where you can maintain, don't completely blow yourself out. Don't like when people try to go back to the gym, they just try to go to the gym, bam, 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 and they're grinding and then they get burned out because they're sick of it, right? You just, just go every other day. You want to go an extra day, go. But, just keep a nice, it's a marathon. It's a marathon. It's not a race. So and if you can marathon it better more than the other guy, then yeah, you may have enough discipline to outlast them. Ratchet, I had a 2-week break and now I'm even more addicted to Riftbound. Yeah, I feel the same way. If I give myself enough space, if I play, earlier today I was playing Vampire Crawlers, and I was like, and it's just kind of like my reset button because I was like, all right, all right. As soon as I started feeling tired of that, I was like, all right, I think I'm ready. I think I'm rejuvenated. I'm restored. I'm ready to rock. Let me pee real quick. And then, yeah, RB got me by the balls. Yeah, I feel that, dude. So we'll watch this VOD. Let me pee and we'll watch this VOD. World is going to know. Yeah. I got to say that Jin is probably my favorite card, hands down in this set. Let me move my. All right.
Actually, I just wanted to show you a video that I did today.
We're watching the
My
VOD.
first video, so hope you guys will like it. I was versing this Lily today, just a friendly match to someone I know. It was a really good match. It shows you how I play my Rengar and what I do for the sideboard. This was the second game. First game was a mess, so
Okay, so
as in like
Ratchet here, he likes to run the cleaves. And I think that's a great idea. It's not really for me because I'm a little bit more tempo focused. And I fight a ton of Irelias. So I'm always like, I'd rather just not have to deal with getting defied. And even though sometimes that's a really good strategy to um, make them burn their resources, especially because you got to deal with defy and you got to deal with gust. So you gotta hit a lot of those things before then.
we just took too long to set
We
up.
got
We just
the
went straight
Falling
into it.
Stars. I got him on the Falling Stars. I got him on the Falling Stars.
So here I was deciding against Lily. We don't really want the
Also
Punch
good bait for
Fairies.
thrill. Yeah.
We'd rather the Akshans over the Punch Fairies, right? Just because it kind of takes over the recycling costs in general. And we have Falling Stars, we have Sabotages still. I think I definitely put the Unyielding Spirit in here too, because Lilia tends to run a lot of spells like that do damage. Also abilities like Rex, Riptide Rex, which you'll see in this video. I feel like it's a really good understanding of how I go through this deck and how to understand it. But I definitely run the Akshans here against Lilia. The Akshans are actually nuts. The funny thing is, if you go first, you'll see here play unit Akshan. Yes, recycle too. But if we get him off tempo, a Lily off tempo, it's actually crazy. Um, all right. So here in this decision, we actually don't need the challenges. I actually made a mistake here. I should have actually took the challenges out for the unyielding and the few other cards. I should actually take them out for an extra sabotage too. Sabotage against Lily is also a big one because
Yeah. Sabotage against
power,
Lily is good.
singularities. It's just big. So here you say just what I could do. As you can see, I didn't realize as well. There's a mulligan get. Yep, there's a mulligan. I realized. Let's go a bit forward. There we go. Everything's all sweet.
Right. Yep.
And here, Akshan was just a great turn one. As you can see, watch this. We play it, we recycle, and because it says the controller, we now control it. So the temporary will not die until it's our turn now, not their turn.
Hmm. Not worried about dropping too many runes.
So I'm skip this real quick. Give them the +1 to Inferno. Inferno obviously to Assault going in. Don't really care about the body because next turn I know I'll be able to take them all on.
Ah, that's nice.
I was actually expecting on guard here. I just wanted to get rid of it basically. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, get rid of
I'm
it.
not complaining. He just wasted on guard on Inferno. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And now I've got 2 bodies for next turn.
Is Rengar actually competitive? Doesn't it fold to removal decks? No, it's if you use my strategy, or well, I should say ratchets, but if you use the Jin strategy, the deck that I run, uh,
He actually
I
gets tapped out. So
I love fighting blue
right here,
purple.
get a draw with that 2 points. All because I played an Akshan. Now we're tied. He now has 3 mana to
Wow,
deal with an Akshan in
that's
play.
wild.
Look at our mana. We're in a really good spot here. Like it's funny because with our deck, we don't actually really care too much about it.
Wow. Can I see your list? Yeah, yeah. So let me just show it real quick. Gonna be right here. I don't know if you want to pause it or whatnot. You can also find it under hazmats. Uh hazmats ratchets Netty Rengar build 3 built over.
Obviously, we wanted to keep we wanted to keep the tempo up there, so we used Unyielding Spirit, which is great, right? This is why we have the Unyielding. So good against Lilia. Now we still got this point tempo here. I would put Gem here to gank over. The reason is I get the draw from the Seed of Power. Up to 5. Look at that. We just put ourselves in a position I'm really happy about here.
Yeah, I use the
And
gem
now,
jammers.
next turn, they've only got 6 now, right? We've stopped the whole reason you play Rex. We have the Falling Star for Rex, so I'm not concerned about it. I did decide to hide here. I was debating if I hide it on Gem Jam or that for a bit of bait, but I decided to hide it in the Archan because I'm just going to have more might. And most likely he knows it's going to be a Pike anyway because there's not many cards you hide in Rengar.
Did you get that list, Ruchaz? Ruchaz Puchaz 9000?
Yeah, yep. I actually will show you a pretty crazy play here. Grim. It's like crazy, but it's not really. Grim here, make it a 4. Just to make him waste stuff basically. Because you can remember, even if he takes it, we literally have
Yeah,
response on the other side.
yeah, I'm surprised by the gens. I'm telling you, that gen's a star, dude.
Yep, Gem Jam dies. He can't kill the Grim, forcing him to push into the Riptide. Yep. Now I feel like I'm in a
Your
very
birthday,
comfortable
dog.
here. 6 mana up. I can Rengar. I can reveal.
Yeah, the gens. I'm telling you, man, the
I'll use the
gens
Falling Star here just to see what
is
we can do.
how
If he
beautiful.
buffs or not, but
They're
no matter
beautiful.
what, 6 times to 6, and he's got no response to this, it dies.
Yeah, see that falling star. 6 is such a common number, and you can
Cool,
just
make it
blow
ready.
things out.
And then I push on the other side. There was the bait that I could push him back. Honestly, it'd probably be good to push him back as well. The reason I didn't was
And with the
um,
ganking,
I really
Rengar probably my favorite
like
deck
I've got
so
the Grim,
far.
I can Inferno
Definitely
here.
enjoying your list. Diana has no
But I
chance.
do
Been
believe that
mixing
he's
up a
definitely
bit
done here to
with
push back because I'm
and
pretty
doing a
outnumbered.
super good
So if I
aggro
make
list.
misplays here, I
Yeah,
can push
dude.
back with the Upcharge and the Pike. But if you'll make misplays, because I literally just win off that if I do push back. So yes, I did make a misplay there.
He has to uncheck power you. That's
I was thinking if there's any way I could save it, but no star, no star, no bloody. Oh, I forgot the battlefield already.
he made a misplay. I was talking.
Back honestly, it'd probably be good to push him back as well. The
Ah, I
reason I
see.
didn't was um, I really am a
Oh
comfortable
yeah.
position. Like I've got Frill, I can Inferno here. I'm not too concerned, but I do believe
It's
what
your
should have probably
birthday.
done here was push back because I'm
Your
pretty outnumbered.
birthday.
Yes, I did make a misplay here. I should have pushed back with the Upcharge and the Pike, but if you'll make misplays,
Yeah.
because I literally just win off that if I do push back. So yes, I did make a
Yeah,
misplay
you
there.
should have pushed back.
I was thinking if there's any way I could save it, but no star,
You're an old lady.
no buddy,
You're 6 years
battlefield
old.
already. So we just put his bodies here basically. Yep. Because we got a 7 anyway. Like that's another reason I'm not too concerned. It's no matter what he can do here, it's gonna be rough. 5 cards in hand, it's pretty good. Like 7 cards in hand.
Wow. That's crazy. Was a
He's on
6
3
or
mana. The things he can do here on guard once, he's probably two. I think he can two on guards, or he can discipline on guard. He's already wasted one on guard at the start of the game.
Napoli, thank you for the follow. Nunez Turtle, thank you for the comment for my dog. She is a cute little guy. Looks like a boy.
So here, I'm just trying to go for a trade, see what will happen. This is basically bait out any disciplines or on guards before I do anything. It's been free, right? And now I push up with Fae Folk. I won't move in here because I haven't scored yet. And I still don't know if he had a Defy yet, so I didn't really want to use full hunt. And basically play Rengar here, and I'm pretty sure we take it.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Thanks everyone for watching. This is Rengar vs. Lilia. I will cover some more games in the future. Thank you. Bye.
Ah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So you have, oh, you're going to go behind me. All right. All right. So yeah, the actions really pulled a lot of weight. It completely just took away his ability to do anything. He played the Lilia, okay. Yeah. You went in with action. Action's also a 4, so it goes over him. Yep. That's wild, dude. You got to 5 so fast. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so he had to. That's terrible line for him, too. Like, such a terrible line for him with the Riptide and everything. Wow. Falling Star really took him out. Then you go to 6-7. No, I mean, not really. The thing about unchecked power in this one, that you pretty much can't do anything else. Like, I guess. Because I used it early, it doesn't affect as much turn-wise. I mean, it worked out, and it's pretty valuable, yeah. It's absolutely valuable. Lets you double conquer. Absolutely outstanding. He has to unchip out. He has to, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he has to, and there's just not much. I'm at 7 with 2 battlefields, yeah. I mean, what else could he do? Could he have done Sprite Call? So what's Sprite Call 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he could have took it out with a Sprite Call and a oh, but you had 3 runes up. You could have just thrown the hunt right over to this battlefield and then kept it. You know, you'd have to Sprite Call and then banish it, and then you would just take out one of them. If he played it all 3 of them, he was expecting a thrill. You can also just play Inferna and then buff it up to 4 might total. So pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. How lovely. Yeah, you said you have a lot of experience against Lilia, so makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, I'm excited for the next one, dude. Give it a like. Go ahead and check out my boy. You know, he started doing this with me. We've been on this Rengar train together, so And I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fantastic that you're running videos. This is exactly what you should do. You should definitely work it. Actions against Lilia is crazy. Yeah, I think so too. Inopoli, I was watching the video at the same time. I couldn't message you at the same. I was trying to focus on the video and talk, but I would love to see your list if you got it. See what changes you've been made. But I'm super happy that you're um doing well with the list. You know, like Diana has no chance, dude. Actually, I'm stealing his soul. That was fun. Oh, Elias. No, I meant Innopolis list. I meant Innopolis list. Let's take a look. Actually, that's a great idea. Let's take a look. I love the 2 Rengars. First of all, I know Sam's list runs 1. I got to say the 2 Rengars is fantastic. Yeah, it feels smoother. Yeah, I love the Darius is good. You're taking out the Kaises? Why are you taking out the Kaises? I thought you loved her. I swapped out the Kaises. Yeah, see, you're more of a 2-2-2 kind of guy. I'm more of like a if I like a card, I'm like 3. Let's go all 3. Don't need enough because we have lots of acceleration. Oh yeah, and you run 8 2-cost units. I actually might do that myself. I'm starting to think about that. Darius Pike first mate. If I could run it differently, I can open up space a little bit by dropping down one of the pit rookies. And opening it up for like a single repulse or something like that, which is, you know, in the realm of possibilities. It would depend on what I'm playing against. Darius Pike first mate thrill. Yeah, I think Darius. Thoughts on Sharkling? You know, I thought about it. I think when was it you who asked about taking out the Kaises if you didn't have them? I'm looking at it back. Let's see. Um yeah, it's just really for conquering. Like it's great for Dias. Like if you do Emperor's Dias, it's absolutely extraordinary. But after that, I'd probably take it out, or I'd have Star Spring or something like that in there. Like it's a good Star Spring bait. It just depends on how you want to run the line. So it all just kind of depends. Let's see. Where this deck's gone through so many iterations. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all these dubs. Look at all these dubs here. Look at all these versions. 20, 28 versions, 29 versions. He's been testing it. He likes Forbidding Waste. I'm not much of a Forbidding Waste kind of guy. I'm actually really super duper enjoying it. I think too, with the Emperor's Dias and the Initiates really help. I'm like a big card draw fan, especially in a deck with red and orange really not having. Orange really suffers from card draw. That's like the biggest problem. 29 damn changes. That's how much I played it. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, let's do some run backs. Do some run backs. Now I'm all juiced. I'm ready. We can do some run backs. Oh, I gotta put some music. So who are we fighting? Lee Sin, huh? We got Monastery Harana at the start. What we take out? Do the dice. Do the dice. Do I want a small teaser of the next video? Yes. Yes. Bugging. Card draw has been my issue as well. Okay, so this is like the perfect hand, right? This is like the perfect hand. I'm even kind of thinking of keeping the pikes in there. If I want to. I'm a YouTuber now. Time has changed. The hand is yucky as and crazy. Yeah, I know, dude. Let's do it. Oh, did I break it? Oh, he's timing out a lot. He keeps timing out. Times were rough, but now it would be successful. Yeah, I saw your YouTube video, and this is the ideal hand. Yeah, pretty much. I pretty much have the ideal hand. This guy is dragging, dude. What is going on? How are you lagging on the simulator? We might. This is a shame. We wasted the ideal hand on the one we gotta leave on. Give it a buff. Oh, brother. All right. He's going to make the card. Actually, that's kind of smart. That's kind of smart to make the card. Let's come in here. After you did my Rengar video, you've had so many subs. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It's crazy. People love it. Come on in. Let's go. Let's let him choose. Also, that video got crazy views, man. Yeah, thank you. All right. 4-1. And what did I think about Sam's guide on Rengar? I did not get a chance to talk to him on Sunday. I mean, I did get a chance to talk to him on Sunday. Sorry, I have to reverse that. I did get a chance to talk to him on Sunday, but I didn't quite see the guide yet. So I just didn't have time. And then I wanted to sit down and actually read it. So tomorrow I have like pretty much a full day free at work. And I'm just probably going to chill and read it and then absorb it. I think I'm going to get out of this one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. It's too much. Let's get in there. Let's cook. That guy's got salt. Ghost funk. Master Yi, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't change anything about this pretty much. Emperors. XP Yi, huh? Right. All right, I'm gonna dig. Should I? I think I'm gonna. I think I could probably do this. I'm gonna dig. He's going for the metal card, yeah. But he's got XP. He's got XP. That's crazy. Let's see. Go 1, 2, 3. Do we do Kinky? I wish XP was playable mid AF. Yeah, dude. Got it. Hmm. Do I want to? Yeah. Let's take this around. And then let's go. This works really well going turn 2. This is like a really good turn 2 play because most everything is in like the 4 category. You can just roll over things and then you'll have 1 mana left over. Gamer tattoos. I grabbed your list and could elaborate an idea behind the 3 gins. What are they for and what's the point of playing just a single sentry? That must be the old list. This is the new list right here. I've updated it. Build V3. So he's got a zone, yes. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So I got the V3. So I stopped running a sentry. That was just kind of like a tester. So from let's go. Let's see. He's got three, so we'll go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got enough for a punch first if we want it. But if we go 3, then we have 3 to save this Kaisa if we want. Come in. Come in. Hmm. 3. Hmm. Three. Do I want to do the Infernos? Or do I want to do the... Go. Hit the Inferno. Heal. And 1 to put this back into hand. And we'll... And then we will pass. SS. Discipline, that's fine. Oh, and you were asking me to elaborate on the idea of the Jin. So the Jin is like this, like, stupid good unit that really it's just the star of the deck, dude. Like it generates power, and it's a walking rune, essentially. It's a walking seal. You know, it's treasure hunter on crack. All right, let's take a minute to think about this. Let's see. So he's got 4 E's out of 5. What is that? He's level 6. Out of 5, huh? 3, 4, and then I have 5 left. Three, 4, 5. I can always thrill. Can Rengar sub the Kaisas? Yeah, probably. You could probably run 3 Rengars if you wanted to. You could. For 5. Go. Put this guy. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go Rengar. Gotta run Ratchet? Alright. take it back to hand. Let's make a sand soldier. Go to 3. Go to 4. And then let's do... need to put somebody in the base. Red Rengar or orange? I would say orange. Orange is just superior, yeah. There's already 2 in the deck in our build. And I would say that definitely he's just too good. He's just too good. Got it. Going to 5. We really need to like do something about this next turn. So we'll pop Rengar down. Let's see what he does. We're going to 10 next turn. Really wants to get in. Is he gonna play him again? Draw 2, that's fine. He's gonna hide a card. So we got a 10 might to deal with there. So our equation is 10. 10 is the math we have to solve. So if he dropped Rengar and we drop Nidalee, he has to choose. 4, 5. We don't even need to really do that, do we? Yeah, we should. 5. 3. Let's go 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5. We got 11. And then if he plays anything, and keep the E alive. Up 1, draw. Hit this. 6. And then we'll just kind of hold because we have Thrill here. We have 5, 6, 7. Freeze. Where's he going to go first? Good for him. Let's take out. Let's see, he's got. You think if we just take out the 4 might, we can roll over with Darius. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. This is where my heart starts pumping. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You might play a back off. That won't be good. And just run here. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gone. Two. 8 rookie. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7. Clear. Hello, I'm new to the game. What is the site you're using to play Riftbound? I am playing on TCGA. I think I might have thrown on that one. See, I'll give him a little bit of time. He could punch first, but then I'm just going to roll over. So he pretty much lost this one. He could punch first, but it'll just give him a card. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. E. E. Yeah, I see he had to punch first. Yeah. E. Yes, well played. Well played, Ghost Funk. Well played. Yeah, did good. go. I guess we're on the ride. What is it? 145? That's not bad. Let's go with, let's do it again. Let's run it back again. Howdy. Isa, huh? Probably don't need these. Sabotage. With the not. We got we're gonna need a repulse. Do in a dice. Do this. Five cards. Entry. Let's play Inferno. Two. And then I forgot he was at 3. Let's go. He could have Hex Tech Ray me. That wouldn't have been good. Yordle. I don't really know what to do against this deck. Plundering Portal. Just a bunch of Yordles. 2. Guess it doesn't really matter. We got 4 might here. Here for 3. Back. Play the Pit Rookie. One, 2. 3. Play the shit. And then that's fine. I don't really want to put that out there. I don't need to save the Inferno, so just pass. The Inferno is dead. If he taps out on here, it's going to be good. Ooh. Okay. No, Noxus. Yeah, that's a really good card. Five, and then 5, and then I have 2. Let's go. We're ahead. So we can just. All right, so we'll play the Rengar here. Take him back to hand. Go up 1 on here. Go to 5. And let's see. Play the Yordle. Play the Yordle. Go in here. Now let's do that. Do it like that. And then go ahead. Trying to dump all easy stuff. Smite, huh? I gonna burn a Void Seeker. Now he's not sure what to do. He's thinking. Singularity. Keep the good secret guy. You gonna do Watcher? Does Watcher? Do that. But we'll just try to gank over with Pike next turn. If he plays Watcher, then we can flip Pike. And then we can just blow that up over there. But if he plays Watcher, he's pretty much screwed. Plus we have a punch first. Does he not know the deck? Does he not know the deck? This is pretty much done. Got the Hextech Ray. GG. That's how you do it. Okay, let's do it game 2. We'll do it game 2. You're back 1 minute. Hang on, hang on. I gotta do it again. Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right. And then we got Falling Star, we got Sabotage. I mean, do we really need the punch first? Not really. Do another Sabotage. Honestly, try this. Grill. Grill is great here. Do a Pit Rookie. All right, yes. Go first. Ooh, nice. Nice. Oh man, is this hand worth it? Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Ah. Ah. Okay. Let's go. Hey, folk. Pass. Yordle. Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna bring in, so he's gonna have to do, there isn't anything he can do. I do 3. I mean, I can do Inferno for 4. And then I can play the King Q. No, I can't. That'll be 2. I'd have to run 3. No, I can do... Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Let's bring him in here. Do 2. Trigger Star Spring. You gonna Hex Decorate me for a trade? Okay. Go up to 1. And then we're done. I haven't fought a Kaisa in a long time, to be quite honest. I haven't fought a Kaisa in a long time. Paris. Dude. I kill it. I bring the Faithful again. The Rockfall really kind of screws me up on it. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. 3. He's gonna have 7 next turn. But you can't watch me. Got 3, 4, 5. He can Singularity me. 3, 1, 2, 3. I think I'll get greedy. Do I want to get greedy? Play Jin. The Sabotage. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh, he's gonna do 1 at a time. Singularity, yep. Bellows, yep. 3. Got the Singularity. Move him back. Solve. Then we'll back. Hopeful. He can come in for 1 point. And then he could play these 2 guys. And then I can kill the Kaisa. He's got a Kaisa. Ooh, nice. Uh-huh. We want to play this. Belt. Up to 3. All right. I mean, should I just bring the Kaisa in? I can buff that to 3. Buff this to 6. 6. I could bring the Apothecary and Erna in and buff it up to 6. 1, 2. 2 here. Then 2. And then 2 again for the... to bring in does he have an hex stick? That would be really bad. I can just bring in if he blows up one of my units, back and we'll go. Let's do 2. Do pit rookie. 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. 7. Got a buff on it. It's 1 and 1. These 2 guys. Bring us up to 4. Move that one. I think that's it. Yeah. That was a good play. I forgot about the but still, that just now he has to invest so much. He can't roll over this very well. he plays Watcher, he's pretty much screwed. Oh, Watcher would ruin my day. Yep, I'm cooked. Why did I do that, chat? I'm super. He's got a double bellows. Why did you let me do that? You let me do that, chat.